Welcome to a Healthy Living video blog at workoutmaster.com. Today we're going to talk about how you can undo the stress. Very important.
What stress?
Very important subject. Lots of clients, lots of friends and family have a lot of stress in their life. A lot of people are not even aware they're under a lot of stress, and that creates even more stress. So let's talk about what would be your suggestions, Ruben? What would you recommend?
What would I recommend? Well, I'll tell you what I would
What do you do?
I do a lot of things.
Okay.
Let's start with this thing. Since the moment you get up in the morning and you start kind of feeling the action of life, the energy of life, start taking note of the things that you enjoy and the things that kind of cause a little bit of annoyance in your life. Those things, if you can actually write them down at the end of the day, you can make a very good list of the things that you do that you enjoy and the things that you do that you don't enjoy. That will give you a very good, kind of idea of where you're actually putting energy and where is energy being taken away from you.
So you would want to write a list, yeah? Of things that are possibly, so you can write, it may be your boss, it may be a business, it may be a money issue, it may be your husband, maybe your wife, maybe your kids, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever it is. Everything has a possibly negative effect.
Or a positive effect.
Or a positive effect.
So, yeah.
Some things, guys, you can change. Some things you cannot change yet. So you go for the big ones, and you go for things that you can change. One of the things that you definitely can change is you can have a lot better food. Yeah?
That's right. I mean, in order to function through the day, you have to have a continuous energy flow. And that energy obviously is coming from the amount of rest that you do and the food that you eat. So you have two creative forces and two kind of destructive forces. Creative one is always going to feel the food that you take or that you ingest, and the amount of rest that you put or that you dedicate to actually for your body to rest, recover and rest.
So we find that sugar is actually good stress reliever, especially
Yes.
sucrose.
And that already, when you mention the word stress, the word sugar, some people already get stressed. But we have talked in another episode of how not to fear carbohydrates and how important it is that you actually understand the role that they played for your health and for your energy.
Mm-hmm. What's the second one? You would want to sleep better. If you actually recover, if you sleep for 8-9 hours a day, then you're going to have a recovery process. Your body actually going to recover from the stress that you've done.
That is correct.
And you're going to feel a whole lot better. And guess what? Anytime you feel a little better, you feel a whole lot less stressed.
That is correct. It's not that you feel it, it's that you'll be able to tolerate it, you'll be able to manage it, you'll be able to kind of dissipate the effects and the load that it has on the body. That energy per se, that stress itself, can still have an effect on you. But if you minimize how it affects you, it actually has less of an effect. And therefore your body can actually have more of the rest and recovery that you add on by eating better foods and by giving yourself a little bit more R&R, rest and recovery
Absolutely.
time.
Another thing I want to mention, you definitely cannot combat your stress. And the combating stress, for me, always means that you're actually starting a fight.
Right.
And a lot of times when people say, I'm combating my stress with the cardiovascular exercise, then I say you just started another war, and you can refer to our war strategies and love strategy episodes. So one thing you can do is you can actually start thinking of how much exercise you can add or how much exercise you should take out in order for you to feel less stress about it.
Yes.
One exercise can be as simple as walking or meditating, or you can do some weight training, or you can do some cardiovascular activity if your body allows you to do so. Anything else you would want to recommend?
Well, we can recommend a lot of things, but let's just narrow it down to the things that are the most available to us. We understand that the human body is an emotional, physical, and spiritual being. Not doing, a being. And you have to address everything that kind of touch bases in those three major aspects of the being itself, of the person. So there's going to be emotional stress, we know that. So we have to learn to cope with those stresses by understanding where it comes from, what those needs that we have are, what the needs that other people around us have that we might not be providing, and there begin to understand how we can ameliorate the relationship that we have with other people, that other people have with us. Then in the spiritual sense, I'm not going to touch base on that because that's way complicated for this subject, and it's something that I like to do with people on a one-on-one basis. But understand that that your spirituality, whichever form, whichever religion, whatever practice you have, is going to have an effect on the body. So therefore, you have to understand that religion or your spiritual life has to actually serve a purpose to you and not take away from who you are as a person. and we'll just leave it at that. Then when it comes to the body, like Aram says that he preaches to his clients, well, not that he preaches because he's not a preacher, he's actually a very good coach. Eat good food, rest plenty, do only the things that increase energy, that increase vitality, that increase more life to your life, and take away those things that actually create a detriment, or they actually take energy away from you. One thing that I love to do, that I'm very good at, I have no problem telling somebody, I will not talk to you, I cannot speak to you, or just make it pretty obviously to them when I feel that those people take away more energy than they actually return. And every relationship, like the word says, relationship, has to have a continuous flow. It has to work both ways. So this is one thing that happens to people all the time. And this is one thing that Paul told me a long time ago, my mentor Paul Checkin, as well as Aaron's. He goes, your yes does not have any value until you learn how to say no. And most people do not know how to say no because they're actually pure living victims. So I'm very good at saying no, and I can say no to anybody with no effort whatsoever. That's why I don't tend to attract people into my life. They're actually, energy vampires. That's a whole other subject that we'll talk about pretty soon.
All right, guys, I like to recommend a few things to my clients. Number one, I recommend massage, body work, or foam rolling if you cannot afford to have your own massage therapist as regularly as possible, because if you actually stretch your muscles, you massage them, you relax the muscles, you naturally go into like a healing mode in a way. So you can stretch, foam roll, or massage therapy, very important. I find sex is exceptionally important. I think it's pretty much one of the biggest healers on this planet. So if you can't have sex, have a lot of it. Number three, sleep, very important. And another thing that I use is not very popular, unfortunately. I find essential oils, specific scents and smells calm people down quite dramatically. So I use more these days in my own life, more essential oils to kind of relieve the effects of stress.
Yes, and we're going to have a lot of episodes in the near future where we'll talk about different essential oils, different herbs, different stuff that we have used with a lot of success with ourselves and clients that are very beneficial to your health, that have a very positive effect. Understand the olfactory system in our body is an ancient system, and we'll touch base on that because it's quite interesting how the body reacts to a lot of scents and stuff like that.
Did you want to add anything else?
I think that's pretty much sums it up.
All right, guys, remember your future looks better already. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Later.